Yes, Venezuelans are not feeling terribly happy these days. Now they discovered that Donald Trump has eliminated TPS, temporary protection status, for the people of Venezuela. No, pero es que esa es lo que usted quería, that's what you wanted. Latino for Tron. Donald Trump was going to protect you and he was going to do good by you. We told you he wasn't. But you weren't listening, were you? Te tenía la cerita en los oídos, odio estúpido. Ahora, ¿qué vas a hacer? Luisito, tell them what they're going to do. Eso es sencillito. Va a coger la arepa, mira. Es que son brutos y no aprenden, chorre cabrones. Que tengan buen día.
Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are gonna come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves.
Welcome to this channel, guys. As you know, Trump is already in power and the Latinos are out there crying. They wish they didn't vote for DT because of the deportations, and recently has removed the temporary protected status of some of the Latino countries like Venezuela. I have especially compiled videos from different races, especially some from the Latinos, some from the Black Americans, and some from the white Americans, talking about the same and different scenarios about this whole situation, the deportation of undocumented immigrants. These are the videos before we come back for more comments.
My fear is that I'll get deported to a country that I don't know.
To the Latinos for Trump crowd who voted Republican this year, I am very confused. Trump wants to get rid of birthright citizenship, meaning that if you were born in this country but your parents were not, especially if they were undocumented, you no longer have citizenship. Hello? What? Why would any of us want that?
We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
So you thought you were safe. You thought because you want to put your slides on with your socks and you had your little Trump flag and you was tap dancing all around talking bad about Kamala Harris, saying how unqualified she was. Well, Donald Trump is very qualified to send you on a one-way ticket.
Cuban Maga activist Hector Luis Van Hocho has been arrested by ICE and could be sent to Guantanamo Bay.
Bye-bye. I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Y'all think y'all so much like Donald Trump them, and Donald Trump them could give two about y'all. Your safest vote was with the black woman and you shit on her. You called her everything but a child of God. I seen a lot of nasty posts about Kamala Harris from the Latino community. I seen a lot of it. I guarantee you if you can go back and do it all over again, I guarantee you won't be voting for him. I guarantee you if you could have seen this, I guarantee you would have been voting for Kamala Harris. Y'all would have been safe under her. She wasn't threatening anything but showing you how good you could do living under her. That's all she was doing. She was giving a plan, and y'all took the man with no plan. The man that said, wait till I get in there. Well, there you go. There you have it. This was the plan. That's why he said wait till after the election.
Through the Hispanic community, the entire Hispanic community, specifically those that are making posts and doing videos asking, why isn't the black community showing up? Why isn't the black community protesting with you? Why is the black community not supporting you? The black community supported you. The black community overwhelmingly went into the voting booth on November 5th to vote in our best interest and yours. Your fight is not with black people and the black community. Your fight is with these Hispanics.
Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed, beyond betrayed. They used us.
I never thought the leopards would eat my face. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
Ella actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
But wait, there's more.
There's this type of Hispanic.
You're a Mexican American. Yes. What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that can cross the border without applying for a green card?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I have met family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
And so you think the members of your own family who've been here for 30 years should be deported?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
Your fight is with your own people, not with black people. We went into the voting booth where it really counted, with you in mind. Your people went into the voting booth and voted for Trump.
Anyone can be stopped in the US right now and be asked for their papers, or if they are illegal immigrants. You can see this barber was just taken from his shop.
Trump all the way.
Are you for Trump?
Absolutely.
So what would you say to someone who says you're Mexican and Trump hates us?
He doesn't hate us. He hates the lawbreakers.
That's
he
right.
hates the illegals. Don't come here illegally. Welcome. Come. I did. Not illegally.
That's right. I came here too legally.
Yeah, and making a difference. Not
That's right.
hurting anybody, not stealing from anybody, earning your way.
Well, God bless you for being on the Trump train.
Thank
I appreciate
it. Latinos for Trump, it is time to embrace the consequences of your actions. I've always been a firm believer of fighting fire with fire. If somebody goes low, I'll go lower. Now, with that being said, I know for a fact that most Latinos for Trump have undocumented family members, whether that be their parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, etc. So if you know of a Latino who voted for Trump, I urge you to call this number and report said family members. It's time that these Latinos for Trump get a taste of their own medicine and a taste of poetic justice. Now I know what you may be thinking, Angel, this is extreme, and I agree. But extreme problems call for extreme solutions. And unfortunately, many innocent people are going to be affected by this, but you can't be that innocent if you raised a Latino for Trump. And before all of the Latinos for Trump come at me all angry, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You should be happy. Let me see that smile. But there you have it, guys. Once again, there is that number. You know what to do. It's time that these Latinos for Trump learn the hard way.
A U.S. citizen and military veteran was detained and held by ICE today. You heard that right. A U.S. citizen who served in the military in this country was detained and held by ICE because he wasn't carrying any documentation that proves that he is a U.S. citizen. This took place in Newark, New Jersey, and the mayor issued a statement confirming that that individual's Fourth Amendment rights were violated. He also confirmed that ICE is stopping undocumented immigrants as well as citizens, residents, everybody. And I made a video a few days ago talking about how ICE agents will racially profile, and this exact situation can happen to you. Whether you are a U.S. citizen, whether you're a resident, they can stop and question anybody. They can knock on your door. Now they can go to the schools and talk to your children. They can go to the hospital. I also saw videos of other creators say you don't have to carry your U.S. passport or your resident card or your birth certificate. You just have to tell them that you are a U.S. citizen and they will leave you alone. Well, friends, I've been telling you guys, make sure that you take pictures of your U.S. passport or your resident card or your visa or your birth certificate, and you carry a picture on your phone. That way you're not carrying sensitive documentation around, then you run into the possibility of losing it. Carry pictures of your documents for you, for your spouse, for your children. They can stop you, question you, detain you, hold you, and take you to a facility until proof or documentation of your status is presented to them. It does not matter what your contribution has been to this country. It does not matter if you're a retired U.S. Army veteran who served 20 years in the military. It does not matter if you were born here. They want to stop you, question you, detain you, and then take you to a facility. They can.
Waking up to news that mass deportation started today, so if you're an immigrant, Please know that you have the right and share this to everyone you know so everyone's aware. You have the right to remain silent. If ICE knocks on your door, you don't have to answer it. Do not consent to any searches if they do not have a warrant signed by a judge. They don't even have the right to be in your property, so please remain silent. Do not sign any documents, especially if you do not understand. If you are in public and ICE stops you, please remain silent. You do not have to disclose your immigration status. They do not have the right to search your belongings or your bag without a warrant. You do not have to answer their questions. Please do not give them information that they can use against you. Share this information to people that you know, your friends, your family, especially if they are undocumented immigrants. Please stay on the lookout. Look up for each other. If you spot eyes in your area, share to keep your community informed. And to my fellow immigrants, I know this is a scary time, that there are community and resources that can help you. Know your rights and please stay strong.
Oh, you can't just blame Latino voters. Like, yes, the fuck I can, and I say that with my immigrant-ass passport, okay? Yes, you can blame the campaign. Yes, you can blame the party. But at the end of the day, there's this little thing called personal accountability. In 2016, I was a little bit more lenient because, okay, people just don't know. They don't understand the consequences. But we lived through that presidency. What I'm hearing now, even from immigrants, undocumented immigrants, because yes, if you have TPS, if you have DACA, you're still undocumented under federal law. Oh, it wasn't that bad under Trump. Oh, Trump's not gonna do anything. Oh, he didn't do anything last time. Oh, yes, he didn't. He tried. The only thing that stopped him was a full resistance movement that filed lawsuits for every single one of his executive orders. What really gets me is that a lot of people who have undocumented family or themselves are undocumented will ultimately need the help of other people who told y'all, don't let this man back in office. Relying on people like myself who have been doing immigration advocacy for years, it generally makes me not want to do it anymore. Like next year, a lot of us are going to be helping people that couldn't even help themselves by voting for their best interest. You know where gas really going to be cheap? In Mexico, yeah, it is.
If you have a direct family member that you're scared of getting deported, join the military if you can. That's really going to help them put in a military parole in place. So my dad was supposed to get deported back to Mexico because he was here illegally and he was supposed to pardon his time. He was already going through a legal system. But if you do not know, when you go through the legal system, you have to pardon your time. So they had no set. They said you could either go for 5 months or you can go for 10, 20 years. And you know, it's just crazy. So then his lawyer had told me, hey, there's a military parole in place. Like if they told my mom, they're like, if anybody wants to join in your family, they could really get in the parole in place and he doesn't have to go back to Mexico anymore. So I ended up joining. I went to a recruiter's office, I think in November, December. I got sent. I was like, I need to go ASAP because you need that contract for that military parole in place. So I got sent to basic in February. I think I like snuck out or did something like while I was in basic, and I scanned my contract to his lawyer or my mom, I forgot who. And yeah, my dad ended up sending me a letter in April saying, thank you, I got my parole in place, I'm good to go. He got his residency within that same year and now he is a citizen.
You guys, there is literally an ICE raid right now on my street, like for real. Like, I can't even believe that this is happening in my community. I live in an HOA community and there are ICE trucks down my street. This is wild, you guys. Like, I'm sorry if I have a smile on my face because it's like, what? Crazy. I never thought in my community that this would be happening. I mean, call me naive, but like, what? In an HOA community, I mean, there's doctors, lawyers. My neighbors are like firefighters, doctors, nurses, lawyers. That is who lives in this community. So the fact that there's an ICE raid right now, just a few houses down, I went and picked up my son from school and like, I saw this happening and I was like, oh my God, I gotta go the other way. They have like the street shut off kind of. And like, my neighbor's cars are in the way. You cannot see, but this is wild.
Latinos for Trump. Y'all get it yet? Got it now? No?
Okay, let me share another story with you. Gentleman by the name of Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson is a whitey guy who is ODing on privilege. Sean happened upon a truck full of Hispanics speaking Spanish. And guess what Sean decides to do? Sean decides to put on his police officer uniform. By the way, he's not a police officer. And he gets up on his privileged horse and he rides up on these gentlemen. He gets up on the truck and he starts to berate these men. He starts to interrogate them, asking them where you're from. And don't be speaking this pig language in my country. This is America. And you're going back. And was just really just damn near assaulting the man. He snatched his keys at the truck, took his keys from him, told him he ain't going nowhere. He can call the police. They on the way. I think the gentleman was trying to use his phone. He slapped his phone out of his hand. I mean, he was just going OFF. He was so full of himself. It was like he had hit the lotto, baby. You could tell how much he was enjoying. You could tell how much he was enjoying damn near attacking that man. And the man did nothing to him. The man wouldn't even retaliate. He didn't even really address the guy. He just kept going on and on. He just kept antagonizing the man. And finally, somebody walked by. Another white guy walked by and he started telling the guy, he ain't got no license. He can't drive around with no license. Yeah, I got his key. Then a second later, another white guy walked by the Latino's truck and says, the Hispanic truck, and says, that guy going to jail. Well, guess what? Sean's in jail. Sean Johnson was picked up and arrested, and he's been charged with kidnapping. Yeah.
Here you go.
He's been charged with a degree of of assault and theft because he took the man's keys and wouldn't give him back to him. So now Sean's in jail, and before you all guys holler, he done bonded out. No, Sean gets no bond. So Sean is stuck in jail. And why is Sean stuck in jail? Because of his privilege. Yeah, see, he thought he could walk around and attack people, assault people, interrogate people. By the way, this man has not one license. He is not an officer of the law in any shape, form, in any capacity whatsoever. But because he felt like he had the right, the privilege, and the duty to walk up on that man and accost him the way he did. He mocked the man. He made fun of him, called his language pig Latin. Sean was so full of himself. I mean, baby, he was just like, He was feeling so good about himself. His smile was so big. He was so proud of himself. I wonder if he's still proud sitting in jail. Y'all think he's still proud? You think he's sharing the story in jail? So again, Latinos and Hispanics, all of y'all, get it yet? Because see, we may be out here discussing your hardship. We may be even giggling at it because we do see it as a form of self-infliction. But one thing we are not doing, we're not confronting y'all. We're not holding y'all hostage. We don't come and confiscate your keys. We ain't doing that. But they are. The ones you thought y'all were on the same side, yeah, they are. As a matter of fact, they're getting off on this more than black people. Because if you saw Sean's face, Sean was in seventh heaven, baby. So, where's the smoke for Sean then? I want to see y'all get on here and blow social media up, and I want y'all to tag that video that I saw that showed the interaction between Sean and the men that he was accosting. They showed the whole thing. Go look it up, and then I want you to get out here, and I want you to blow Sean up on social media the way y'all tried to, blow us up. But I want you to get out there and give some smoke, get some of that smoke to Sean Johnson and his other partners. Because, see, who y'all thought was y'all enemy was really your ally. And now your enemy is showing their true face. And your allies, we've just threw our hands up and stepped back. See, we just going to step back and let the world do what it do. We tried to tell you what was going to happen. But you sided with who you felt more closer to, who you felt you had more in common to, who you felt you were more like. Yeah. And they showed y'all just how they feel and how they see that y'all ain't nothing like white people. They showing y'all ain't nothing like them. Baby, it is a what you want to call a glorious day out. It really is. With everything that's going on, it's still a glorious day out. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. And I can't wait to see these videos popping up all over social media. Smoking Sean Johnson out. I'm waiting on it. I know y'all gonna do it because, y'all don't like people stepping up to y'all or speaking out against y'all or anything. Y'all don't like people doing that. So I know y'all got some smoke for Sean, right? I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna be keeping an eye out though, because I want to hear. I sure want to hear them reads, baby. And remember, don't leave any crumbs, okay?
I'm struggling a lot today. Seeing all these videos of the hate going around with this mass deportation.
I keep seeing these people pop up on my FYP with the videos of the Latinos that are crying because they got their abuelitos deported. And them crying saying, we believed your words. We believed your words. What words did you believe? Because every word he said he was going to do exactly what he's doing now. You see, the problem is a lot of y'all have been in this country for a long time. Your abuelos have been here for a long time and nothing has happened to them. So you believe that was going to be true this time around. You could vote for this man and he would look out for you. I don't know why you thought he would look out for you, because he's never said that. In all reality, a lot of you are just anti-black and you don't want to acknowledge that. So you pretended that Trump said something that he never said. And it's the same thing that I saw with the Dearborn, Michigan Muslims that voted for Donald Trump, sending him a letter immediately after they started seeing the appointments, the pro-Israel appointments, the ones that were saying that there's no such thing as Palestine appointments, that were saying you made promises to us. And Dearborn, Michigan went red for the first time ever. And we're hoping that you will uphold those promises. What promises did he make to you? Because everything that he said he would do exactly what he's doing. He said in the first presidential debate, you should have listened to him, that Joe Biden hasn't done enough for Israel, that he will do more, that he will give Israel all of the weapons that they need to finish the job. And he's not going to be like Joe Biden and stand in the way and act like a Palestinian. I will continue to make this point until I'm blue in the face. A lot of you thought that you can endure a Trump presidency before giving Kamala Harris a chance. A lot of you allowed your anti-blackness and misogyny to override common sense. You saw what this lady was saying, and every single time she would give you exactly what you wanted, you would hear from her exactly what you wanted to hear. You would consistently move the goalpost to the point where you basically just acknowledged that no matter what she said, no matter what she advocated that she would do, you would have never voted for her. And that's just stupid. That's just stupid. You heard exactly what we all heard Trump say during the election cycle. But in reality, you never thought that he would actually go through with it. Again, you were willing to endure a Trump presidency than to give Kamala Harris a chance.
Black people advocated, protested, raised money, and all voted accordingly. We are literally the only group of people who cared enough to try and save every other group of people. despite never getting that same energy in return. And the fact that so many Latinos are currently shocked about what's going on in America shows exactly that so many people were not educated and did not know about American policies, were not educated on American history, and had no clue what they were voting for. You heard it was a woman that was unqualified. You heard DEI is related to black people. You heard affirmative action. You heard all of these kind of sparky buzzwords that people try to throw around that mean absolutely nothing, and you fell for it. During BLM, it took a man to lose his life on a video for people to say, maybe those black people are on to something. And that is the difference. We did not need to figure out or even see what was going to happen to Latino people because we never wanted you to be on the opposite end of the discrimination.
This message is for, my brothers and sisters in the Latino community. Right now is a scary time, okay? And I understand that a lot of you are feeling the pressure to be in a situation where you literally don't know if you can go to work, if you can send your kids to school, if you can go to the grocery store without being snatched up by law enforcement and having everything that you know and love taken away from you is not an easy way to live. And because you're feeling that pressure, you don't really know where to turn. So instinctively, you have decided to put your frustrations onto the Black community. Now, this is not all of you. We understand that. We understand this is a small number. We understand this is probably the ones who are the most scared by what's going on right now. But the reason you are feeling like you need to be frustrated with us has everything to do with what you were taught to hate in this country. You see, the very people who are snatching you up out of these schools, these hospitals, these churches, your places of work, are also the ones who have been telling you for a long, long time that your biggest obstacle is the Black community. And the reason why a good number of you bought into it is because, wow, your community does have a very rich history here in this country. You were made to believe that if things ever went south, if things ever started to look the way they look right now, we would be the ones in trouble and you would be safe. It's funny, I saw the young lady who posted the video saying that, Latinos were there for Black people during the BLM movement, and she's wondering why we are not having your back now. But that is definitely revisionist history. And take it from somebody who was very active in those protests back in 2020. I lived in Chicago, and we protested in just about every neighborhood in that city, even some Latino communities. And I don't want to make this a big story, but in the Latino community, we were actually jumped. We were actually assaulted by people who lived there because they did not like that we were there trying to preach the message we were preaching. But even now, I have no hard feelings because as a Black man in this country, I fully understand the lie that it continues to sell our communities in order for us to stay at odds with each other. And I was always taught to fight for what is right, even if people don't appreciate it. So I don't hold any ill will towards you. I don't hold any ill will towards the people who are feeling upset with us right now. But what I will say to you, as a small piece of advice, some lessons really need to be learned the hard way. And we are still here for you. Trust me, we are still here, but some lessons need to be learned the hard way. You see, some communities need to understand. They need to understand firsthand how scary and how evil this country can be. For so many years, decades even, so many other ethnic groups, so many other racial backgrounds came into this community and tried to brush off the warning signs that the black community would give them over and over and over again. But now you can't ignore the fact that this is the reality of America. And they have no love for anybody that is not a straight, white, Christian male. And even though they spent all this time trying to get you all to align with them, they spent decade upon decade trying to tell you that aligning with them would allow for your life to be better in this country. The first chance they got to throw you overboard, the first chance that they got to screw you over, the first chance that they got to subjugate you against your will, they took it. That was the warning that we kept trying to get through to you. That was what we were trying to explain all throughout this campaign process, why you should not be voting for Donald Trump, a man who kept saying over and over that he was going to deport you the second he got into that office. We did our job. We did our job. We took ourselves to the polls and we voted the way we knew would be beneficial to everybody, even the people who didn't love us. We voted to secure those rights. But some of you just did not feel like it was a good idea to vote that way. Some of you really did not want to take our advice. So these are the consequences. America never changed. America has always been like this. But now you are actually seeing it. Whereas before, you kind of just thought it was a myth.
Lately, I have seen a lot of videos of black people making fun of Mexicans for what's happening right now with Mexican people. I have also seen black people make videos talking about Mexicans. Don't come to us for help because we're not helping. First of all, Mexicans are not alone. Black people, what makes you think that Mexicans are gonna come running to y'all for help? What for? Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. Y'all black people can't even help yourselves. That's wild. Mexican people are hardworking people. Mexican people stick together.
92% of black women in this country voted for Kamala Harris. 83% of black men in this country voted for Kamala Harris. We are by far the main and probably the only race that was literally pushing to save every single other demographic who is not white in this country. You might want to take the bass out your voice and show a little bit more respect.
Thank you guys for watching the videos. They say that Maga tears are hard to bear. Make America great. So many people voted for Donald Trump. And Venezuelans, Mexicans, and let me just say Latinos in general have come to the realization that they had backed the wrong candidate. They overwhelmingly voted in the orange man and left out Kamala Harris. They say that choices have consequences, and it's now hitting the Latinos very hard. Apart from the deportations of undocumented immigrants, the orange man has also ended the temporary protected status of some countries, one of them being Venezuela. The DT, or the orange man, is planning to deport around 20 million people. So it is very serious. It's a serious thing. No one is spared. At the moment, the ICE raids aren't sparing anyone, any race, any place, or any state. In the churches, in the hospitals, mosques, schools, there is no safe haven. The ICE officers aren't stopping any soon. The undocumented immigrants are in the radar of ICE, especially those with the records of crime, or rather the jailbirds. Some immigrants, it is said, are even avoiding to seek for medical help. From the videos, you can see there are some who are just indoors. Some are not going to the hospitals because they fear that if they fail to present their documents, they are being taken away. And from one of the videos, it is good that wherever you go, you need to either have a copy of your document, or whether it's a copy on your phone as a snapshot, or the original document, so that you can be safe, because they are not sparing anyone. And at this time, even though they voted in for Trump, the Latinos, in large numbers, but the blacks, on the other hand, voted, majority of them voted in for Kamala Harris. And they are all over the place. I saw some of the videos. The Latinos are blaming the blacks. When they are going for demonstration, they want the blacks to speak up or join them. In one of the videos, you can see one of the persons who are white, who went out of his way and impersonated a police officer, arrested the Latino, and the way he was spoke. The video is alleged to be out there, and it is not good. The illegal immigrants are actually scared to the core. You can see how some of the Latinos are really crying. It's just sad. Some can't even go to work because ICE is gonna come for them. Some of the jobs were being given out, majority of them were being given out to the illegal immigrants because they were doing these jobs at a low payment rate. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen. What is your view? What are your thoughts about this whole situation? You know, America is the land of opportunities. People normally flock there in order to achieve the American dream, irrespective of what other people say of America. And it is true that majority of people go there to make their lives. People from Jamaica, people from Africans, the Latinos, etc. Now they have voted in Donald Trump. It's time for them to see about their consequences. Yeah, they say choices have consequences. So cheers guys, this has been the video for today. Kindly subscribe to this channel if it is your first time. Do me the favor of subscribing to this channel, and to maintain subscribers, I appreciate for always supporting this channel, coming back to watch my videos. Until next time, may God bless you.